Annoyingly, my Chinese Grand Prix race from this career mode corrupted, so I'm going to have to tell the story of this race in a couple of pictures. Enjoy. I started in 5th place but didn't have a great start. I dropped down the grid a little bit, but it wasn't too bad. I started clawing some positions back and even more time through the pit stop stages. Then it got very close between me and Rosberg. I was closing him down, and on the last lap at the hairpin I went for the move down the inside and I took the position for a couple of seconds when he overtook me at the last corner. And somehow Nico Rosberg won a race in my career mode. I don't know how it happened, but he did. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully I won't be having to do that ever again in this career mode. But, you know, it explained the story. And this is how the championship looked after that Chinese Grand Prix. I led the championship by 11 points over Nico Rosberg, who now has 2 race wins in this career mode, but nothing else. Basically 2 race wins. And I think the other one, I can't remember what happened in Malaysia to him, but I think he retired. He was definitely outside the points, as you can see there. So I lead by 11 points over Rosberg, with Massa in 3rd place, and currently Mercedes dominating the Constructors' Championship over double the points of Scuderia Ferrari in 2nd place, and Williams Racing even nearly a third of the points back in 3rd place. So here we are. Here's our qualifying effort from the Bahrain Grand Prix. Now this is my first lap of the whole sort of session or whatever. I didn't even do any practice or anything for this, so I was like really surprised when I managed to finish this lap with a decent time. We'll see. I've already spoiled it, haven't I? But anyway, going through turn number 1, slightly missing the apex there, but it doesn't really matter too much here in Bahrain. Going up through here, somehow didn't get a corner cutting for that. I'll move on and just say I was lucky that I didn't get a corner cutting. But anyway, up through here, obviously quite a fast right-handy. It's really tough for me to choose whether 2nd or 3rd gear good is best, or I should say, through that corner there. And this is the part of the track I actually quite enjoy. It's just a nice fast flowing part of the Bahrain Grand Prix track, and one that I do actually enjoy quite a bit. Obviously it's a lot nicer than the track they used in the 2012 version, but it still wasn't a bad track. But I just remember spinning so much on the auto spin curves back in F1 2010. That's what sort of didn't make it so enjoyable. Then we turn through the left-hander here into the DRS zone. We have this bollard in front of us which magically disappears, and luckily for us we live to fight another day without a bollard going all over the place. So anyway, slightly wide through here. At that point I thought I've lost it. I've lost any chance of a top 5 starting position here. As we go through the middle sector here, you can see we're 2 tenths down on Nico Rosberg through there. So we had to have a good last sector here to have anything from this qualifying session. And let's be honest, you don't really win or gain any time in the last sector. So I'm thinking at this point it's going to be maybe 5th, 6th place at best here. So around the final corner, a bit more track extending, as I'm sure you'll say in the comment section down below. Open that DRS wide up and across the start finish line to take pole position. What? How did we do that? We went 8 tenths faster than Rosberg at the time, and then Vettel and Raikkonen went in between us there. Don't know how that happened, but anyway, it's the Bahrain Grand Prix. It's time for the race. The lights are out and away we go. Well, we sort of messed the start up quite a bit here. You can see we didn't go into 1st gear straight away. There's a bit of a pause there whilst we stayed in neutral. Have they changed that in the patch? I swear that wasn't in there before. I thought you always started in 1st gear, but it seems like now you start in neutral. Bit weird. I'm a bit confused. Obviously you start in neutral in, well, you start out as a neutral in real life. I think you rev it up in 1st gear, don't you? The actual Formula 1 drivers, yeah, you know what I mean. Anyway, Vettel's got into the lead this race. Rosberg did have initially a good start, but he's dropped down the order back again, I think down to 4th place. Now we're chasing Sebastian Vettel here. Can we overtake him? Obviously in his Ferrari, we expect to be faster than him. We expect really just to be battling with our teammate Nico Rosberg. But it's not really looking like that's the case so far in this race. I mean, obviously in the career mode, we're sort of battling with him in terms of the points. But we do manage to catch up with Vettel here towards the end of lap number 2. We've had a really good run through that last corner there. And we've got an absolutely awesome slipstream here on Sebastian Vettel. We won't have the DRS obviously, but we're going to have an awesome slipstream and a better straight line speed anyway, you'd hope. Into turn 1 we brake. About the same time as Vettel through the 1st corner. Sort of a block pass if you will, because I didn't really give him much room on the exit. And through here, oh, we get a bit sideways and onto the curves which have no grip. Sebastian Vettel round the outside. Is he going to have enough momentum? I think he is to go right around the outside here. I don't know why, but this corner here I seem to brake a lot earlier than the AI, and he managed just to get right around the outside of me, which is kind of annoying. Now, DRS open once again on lap number 4. We do have the DRS this time, obviously, as we are obviously on the lap, which we can do it. Now, down the inside of Sebastian Vettel. Oh no, that is definitely not good. Very, very late. Now, I did watch that back quite a few times, and what I normally do into turn 1 at Bahrain is look where the 100-meter board is. And I looked back at it, and actually Sebastian Vettel, when I pulled out to go for the overtake, he was blocking that 100-meter board, so I thought I was a little bit further away from the corner than I actually was. So, mistake on my part there. We dropped down to 4th place, and as we come to the pits here to lap number 7, you can see here we get a nice little stop, 2.4 seconds, pretty decent. But yeah, we're down to 4th place behind the likes of Vettel, Raikkonen and Rosberg. And at this point, I'm getting a bit worried because I'm thinking, we're not going to be able to go on the podium at this rate, are we? We really couldn't keep up with them in that second half of the stint after we made that mistake. So I was getting slightly worried we weren't going to be able to challenge for a podium here today, which would mean I was probably most likely going to be out of the championship lead, which is really not what I wanted. But as we head towards the end of this lap here, you can see we're really challenging Vettel. We have caught up to him here, and around the last corner here, you can see we've got over a lap's worth of fuel on board as well, so we can put it up into the fast fuel mixture. I'm sure I'm going to do that any minute now, but DRS well wide open. Obviously we'll overtake a couple of people in the pits as well. Why do I always do that? I press the wrong button, and into turn 1 we get the DRS overtake done on Sebastian Vettel, moving up into 3rd place, and that moves us into the podium positions, obviously just behind Kimi Raikkonen, who's had quite a bit of a bad run through there. We're going to have a nice run on him, obviously on the cold tyres as well. We'll hopefully brake a bit later. Oh no, definitely not braking later than Kimi Raikkonen there. We move into 2nd place after all, once he just goes really wide, a bit strange. Anyway, now time to get onto our teammate here, Nico Rosberg. This is obviously really important for the championship. If Rosberg wins and I finish 2nd place, the gap in the championship comes down to 4 points. But if I overtake him like I'm doing here, the gap is going to go up to, I think, it's not 17, 18 points. So yeah, it's a really important race for us here. So we got that move done, but that wasn't good enough to stay in the lead for long because Nico Rosberg had an absolutely awesome run into turn 1, obviously with the DRS. I tried to dive back to the inside here, but I can't really get it steered through the corner and have enough momentum through there to get onto the back of Rosberg once again up this part of the track here. So obviously for me that's a bit frustrating. I want to get that immediate overtake done back on Nico Rosberg, but it wasn't that easy. And towards the end of that lap, going on to lap number 11, we had the DRS for ourselves this time. Let's try and not make the same mistake where we try to overtake Sebastian Vettel into turn 1. We don't make that same mistake. For some reason they brake really late into turn 1, don't they? Maybe I can learn a bit of a lesson from that. But anyway, we're up into the lead of the race now. Currently the point standings, we've got 18 points clear of Nico Rosberg, which is good. But the last lap of the race, Rosberg wasn't going to give up. He went round the outside of us here, but he couldn't quite go for the overtake there. I ran a bit wide myself, which is a bit strange. But as we head to the start-finish line here, we're going to win the Bahrain Grand Prix, take our 2nd win of the season, now go equal on wins with Rosberg. He won the Australian and the Chinese Grand Prix. I've won the Malaysian and Bahrain Grand Prix. So now it's all equal in terms of that, but I will go ahead in the standings, obviously, by a decent amount now, because Nico Rosberg obviously made his mistake in Malaysia, which meant that he finished outside the points. So good for us there. We stand on the top step of the podium, which we'll see in a second here, for the 2nd time of the season. And I think we've had a pretty decent start, haven't we? Got 2nd, 1st, 2nd, 1st. We've done a really decent job to start off this season, and on legend difficulty as well. I didn't really expect it, but we've done quite well. But there we are. You can see we're getting the trophy in Bahrain here. We'll be spraying the rose water in a second here. Obviously not champagne in Bahrain for some reason. I can't remember what the exact reason is, but rose water in Bahrain is getting sprayed everywhere. I'm sure Kimi Raikkonen is disappointed about that, but Rosberg doesn't look too disappointed with that. I did have decent pace, obviously, in qualifying as well, so I think I did deserve that race there. I think I deserved the win. You can see the lap times as well, 4 tenths ahead of my teammate. Looks like Massa there had the was it Massa the 2nd fastest lap? Anyway, that's the point standings there. 18 points clear now of my teammate Nico Rosberg. Kimi Raikkonen's up to 3rd place now, but he's nearly out of contention, you'd say, unless he really puts up a good amount of performances soon. I mean, 46 points after 4 rounds, quite a way back. Vettel's also there in 5th place, so he'll be looking to try and score decent points in the next couple of rounds. But that is it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.
I can already do it in longer races, but it's really hard to do that in short races, isn't it? Hi, sure.
Oh my god! Vettel glitched out and I've lost my front wing.
Really?
He like randomly just literally stopped right in front of me.
Oh, that sucks.